RGB stands for red, green, and blue, the primary colors of light used in every digital screen worldwide. By varying the intensity of each color from 0 to 255, millions of different colors can be produced through additive color mixing. For example, combining red and green at full intensity makes yellow, while combining all three at full intensity makes white.
Now, this is not a physics channel, and there's a point to this background and build-up.
Red spectrum and green spectrum can be created quite easily, and they were. Red LED was created in 1962, and shortly less than a decade after, green was created in 1971. But it took another 23 years to create the blue LED, because creating a blue spectrum requires a lot of energy, and there was no efficient process to do it. The man who created this wonder was a Japanese engineer named Shuji Nakamura. This revolutionized digital world, and now every screen created in the world needs this RGB combination. From smartphones, televisions, to computer screens. And what was his prize for creating this groundbreaking revolution in technology in Japan? A $150 bonus.
And do you know where his talent was truly valued? The US of the A.
Not only did he win a Nobel Prize for his invention, he's a very well respected as a distinguished professor in UCSB. Currently, he's working on a top-tier state-of-the-art fusion technology.
Hello and welcome to my channel. Being born in the United States gives you a leg up on various type of opportunities, be it innovation, be it research, be it creativity. You automatically have this boilerplate, like this base on which you can build on top of, which is not available in a lot of developing countries. So if you're born in the United States, you should consider yourself lucky because you have the basic social and physical infrastructure that can pull you out of poverty even if you were born in a poor family. The main difference between a first world poor and a third world poor is that the first world poor at least has the basic blocks to pull themselves out of poverty. But that is any first world country, right? How is United States different in that aspect? It is the entrepreneurial and the innovative spirit in the United States that makes this country different from other developed countries. The US is the third largest country in the world land mass-wise, which gives it immense amount of resources when it comes to the size of the land compared to the amount of people that live in it. The massive lakes
and several perennial rivers
makes it very rich in the water resources. Also, when it comes to energy, the massive landmass with the diverse geology and the water resources gives it a leg up when it comes to creating renewable energy like solar, wind, or hydro. The US is also one of the largest oil exporter, which also makes it one of the richest countries when it comes to the conventional type of non-renewable energy resources.
The United States is also geographically pretty OP'd, with the Atlantic on the right and the Pacific on the left, which gives it easy access to Europe and Asia.
US is also a land of immense cultural diversity. People of every culture at some point has moved to the United States to live the American dream. For whatever reason, if tomorrow the entire world got annihilated or destroyed, and somehow cities like New York or Chicago or LA survived, you can create the entire world out of those cities. That is the amount of diversity that US has in itself. Not only does it have diversity in different nations, but even the subgroups of those different nationalities have found a space for themselves in the United States. Now, I might get some hate for this, but the legal immigration system of the United States is almost dog water. It is now almost random who gets to stay in the United States and who doesn't. And it is not based on competence or what can you offer for this country. I think a lot of hard work can get you through the gates, but you require a good amount of luck to stay here. Now, the immigration system may not be the best, but the people, however, are absolutely incredible, at least in my experience. When I moved to the United States, I had decided that I'll try to have more local friends, try to assimilate in the culture, and try to experience how Americans live more closely. Honestly, until I have to deal with the immigration stuff, I do not even realize that I am actually an outsider. This is how much I have felt included. So, is the American dream still alive? I'd say yes. It just needs a little bit more luck. With the proper combination of skill set, competence, hard work, and a bit of luck, I think you can make it happen.
The European settlers came to America seeking religious freedom, land, and economic opportunities. It led to them finally escaping their hardships. And that is still very much the reason why everyone wants to come here to pursue those dreams. It still largely remains the beacon of freedom.
And as an immigrant, I can vouch for that. Thank you.